Interview. Okay, so hello Angie, this interview is aimed at knowing your experience with jet lag. I kindly invite you to answer this following question. For a start, how frequently do you travel by plane? Maybe once a week, once a month, every 6 months, or once a year.
I'd say once a year.
Okay, thank you. And have you suffered from jet lag while traveling on long distance flights?
Yes, I have.
So, which are the symptoms you suffer from? Maybe it can be tiredness over the first day after the arrival, disorientation, dehydration, or maybe a lack of energy and motivation, swelling of limbs, or maybe cold or flu.
I'd say the first one, tiredness over the first 5 days after arrival, and broken sleep after arrival.
Okay, that's really common, but how do you reduce jet lag effects every time you fly?
Well, I just try to sleep as much as I can. So the days I get back, I often book time off work so I can rest as much as I can and avoid, the jet lag effect as much as I can.
Okay, Angie, thank you for sharing your experience with jet lag. So, Jorge, this interview is aimed at knowing your experience related to jet lag. I invite you to answer the following question. For a start, the question is, how frequently do you maybe once a week, once a month, every 6 months, or once a year?
I travel about once a year.
Okay, thank you. And have you suffered from jet lag while traveling on long distance flights?
Yes, I have.
In this case, which are the symptoms you have suffered from?
Well, one of the symptoms that I have suffered from, I would say that I had broken sleep. I have experienced dehydration. I also have experienced disorientation. Sometimes I feel lost. Um, I also feel very tired. I feel like lack of energy and motivation. I also feel like a lot of ear noise in my ears and sometimes even pain.
Oh,
That's that's pretty much it.
almost all the symptoms. That's okay, Jorge. And how do you reduce jet lag effects every time you fly?
For me, the way how I reduce jet lag is usually try to plan ahead. Like I don't try to if I know, like for example, if I'm going to Vancouver and I know that it's a different time change, I usually try to plan ahead of time in which I make sure I don't have to, like, the time change doesn't affect me that much. I try avoiding alcoholic beverages or caffeine because that disturbs your sleep and that also kind of gives you anxiety. And I try to get as much as sleep as possible so that my body is rested and relaxed. I also try to do exercise so I have a better blood flow on my brain. I can breathe better, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I manage jet lag most of the time.
Oh, that's really smart, Jorge. So thank you for sharing your experience with jet
No problem. My pleasure.
lag. I kindly invite you to answer the following question. So the question I would like to ask you is frequently, maybe once a week, once or once a year.
Okay, I work with aircraft and I'm a crew member as well. So I travel by plane maybe once or twice a week.
Oh, that's very nice. So when you fly, how you suffer from jet lag while traveling on long distance flights?
Yes, and sometimes, especially when I have to fly uh, from one time zone to another.
Oh, okay. So which are the symptoms you have suffered from?
Okay, I have experienced dehydration and this in a kind of lack of energy and motivation.
Oh, that's good because we heard before that these symptoms can affect people. So how do you reduce jet lag effects every time you fly?
Okay, I know that I have to take into account that I have to deal with dehydration. So what I always do is to have water in my backpack and this kind of beverages that contain salt and other minerals that help us to deal with dehydration and this kind of lack of energy. That is all what I do.
Oh, that's cool. In fact, it's really smart. So thank you, Diego, for sharing your answer with us. And I hope to interview you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hello, Angie. This interview is aimed at knowing your experience related with jet lag. I kindly invite you to answer the following question. So for a start, how frequently do you travel by plane? Maybe once a week, once a month, every 6 months, or maybe once a year.
Once a year.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. So, have you suffered from jet lag while traveling on long distance flights?
Yes.
So, in this case, what are the symptoms you have suffered from? Maybe tiredness over the first 5 days after the arrival, disorientation, dehydration, lack of energy and motivation, or maybe broken sleep after the arrival.
Dehydration.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. And how do you reduce jet lag effect every time you fly?
I drink a lot of water.
Okay, so surely it's worth later to feel better. So thank you for sharing your experience with jet lag, Abigail. Okay. Hello, Benjamin. This interview is aimed at knowing your experience with jet related with jet lag. I can invite you to answer the following question. So for a start, the first question is, how frequently do you travel by plane? Maybe almost every day, once a week, once a month, every 6 months, or maybe once a year.
It will be more like every 6 months, maybe, yeah, sometimes on 1 year, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So I suffer from jet lag while traveling on long distance flights.
Yes, one time this year I also went to Ecuador and I suffered a lot from the jet lag because there were more than 6 hours different to Belgium.
Okay, and which are the symptoms you have suffered from? Maybe tiredness over the first 5 days after the arrival, maybe disorientation, dehydration, or lack of energy and motivation, or maybe swelling of limbs, broken sleep after the arrival, or cold or flu, maybe.
It was more like the tiredness after the first 5 days. Yeah, because it was yeah 6 hours different to Belgium. So and maybe also the lack of energy and motivation because when I was training in Ecuador with the weights, I also felt I had less energy also.
Okay, and how do you how do you reduce jet lag effects every time you fly?
I really don't know. I just try to fit in and I just wake up early and go to sleep early because I am too tired and mostly after a couple of days it's over. So my body just need to adjust.
Okay. Maybe it is a bit.
You're welcome.